What's up, girls? I just read Henry Miller's On Writing. I listened to it on Audible. Henry Miller is an American author who is famous for being incredibly profane and writing highly autobiographical novels. His On Writing is a collection of essays and letters that he wrote, sometimes just like akin to journals. Sometimes they were letters to other authors or writers or critics. He is famous for having his books be banned in a lot of English-speaking countries. He did most of his writing from Paris. He wrote Nexus, Sexus, Plexus, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, and he was just a very controversial figure. He would, it wasn't just that he said crass things. I've found in his writing that he would juxtapose mystical or religious words and ideas with kind of disgusting, crass ideas. So an example of a sentence he would write would be she emerged from God's taint, or something, like that, two words you wouldn't necessarily think to hear together. It's a very interesting writing style. Definitely is I would say courageous in a way. You can see why he was banned in so many countries. And I think him being banned brought him a lot of notoriety. At the same time, I find him to be vaguely disturbing and crass for the sake of being crass sometimes. He was the subject of a lot of controversy within the writer world. George Orwell thought he had a lot of literary merit, but felt that he didn't, serve a greater cause. At this point in time, a lot of writers were enlisting in wars. Henry Miller famously did not want to fight on either side of the Spanish Civil War, like Orwell and Hemingway both did. He basically lived for himself and proudly proclaimed that he wanted to live for himself, which is kind of one of the ideas that was emerging at the time in modernism, that you could kind of do whatever you wanted. It's the time when, you could be a poet and you would drink every day, or, never work, or not go to church anymore, and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of rebelling against long-standing socially accepted norms in this period of time. His On Writing doesn't offer a lot of insight to the craft of writing in a technical or formal sense. It's more of kind of a loose, almost incantation, where he's talking about writing as a process of becoming yourself, which is pretty cool. I really like that idea. I find that to be experientially true after writing one book myself. But it's clearly not tailored towards an audience of people that want to write their own books in the way that a lot of On Writing books are. He's a really fascinating guy, Henry Miller. I'm just now reading Tropic of Cancer, his most famous and first novel. So I'll do another review on that soon. But yep, that's my review of On Writing by Henry Miller.